In 305, we saw how humans use non-renewable and renewable resources and how they affect our environment. The resources that we choose to provide our electricity that we need can have an impact on the area, the water quality, air pollution, land usage, and as well the local ecosystem. So we need to be able to make good decisions and weigh the merits of technology in order to make informed decisions about our world around us. We have oil spills, and we talked about that a little bit already with the oil spill that happened in the Gulf of Mexico with BP. It takes months to years to recover from an oil spill. Birds, fish, marine mammals, land animals are all affected and can die from the effects of an oil spill. It also affects us as humans who use the marine environment or the coast in order to make an income. We have groundwater, and groundwater is simply water that's beneath the Earth's surface, right beneath the ground, and makes up 20% of the whole world's freshwater supply. Any pollutants that enter it can contaminate the groundwater, and those include pesticides and herbicides and fertilizers, the waste from our animals and our livestock, septic and sewer systems that leak, as well as motor oil and household chemicals. Anytime that this water is moved, these pollutants are now spread over a wide area, and that contaminates wells, water supplies, and it affects humans' health, animals, and plants. The way in which we dispose of our waste also can be harmful. I talked about my county, how we just burn our garbage and sell it back to us as energy. A lot of others have a landfill, and that's when they bury the garbage underneath the dirt. There's still a risk of leakage, and that will contaminate our groundwater as well as the soil. And when the garbage is burned, it does emit the pollutants into the air, and that produces the greenhouse gas carbon dioxide. Ozone depletion. The ozone is a gas that occurs both in the Earth's upper atmosphere and at ground level. Ozone is produced naturally in the Earth's stratosphere, where it protects life on Earth from the sun's harmful UV rays. So we definitely need the ozone to protect us. It's being destroyed by the man-made chemicals, which include chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs, methyl bromide, carbon tetrachloride, and methyl chloroform. These ozone-depleting chemicals are sometimes used in coolants, foaming agents, fire extinguishers, solvents, pesticides, and aerosol cans. Every time that the ozone is depleted, the amount of UV rays that can get through to us humans is increased. And that causes more skin cancer, more cataracts, which are in our eyes, and our immune systems cannot fight off diseases as well. UV damage also can damage sensitive crops like soybeans, which we are using a lot these days, and it also reduces the yield of crop because if it's too strong of sun, then it's too hot and the crops cannot survive the heat. We have lots of different kinds of air pollution: ozone, particulate matter, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, sulfur dioxide, and lead. And you can read more about these in the lesson itself. We have water pollution. Water pollution comes from lakes, rivers, and then ultimately in the ocean. It has a huge devastating effect on ecosystems and also our own health. Nitrates and phosphates come from fertilizers and sewage that are dumped into the rivers, and that stimulates growth, which sounds like a really good thing, but it's actually a terrible thing that can lead to dead zones in the marine environment. We have silt and suspended solids, which come from plowed fields, logging sites, urban areas, eroded riverbanks when it rains, and they enter the bodies of water, and fish are not able to breathe as easily, and plant productivity is not as great. Also, we'll see bacteria and viruses and protozoans, and this is from untreated sewage, storm drains, septic tanks, farm runoff, and dumped sewage. So do you want untreated sewage in your waterways? Ew. We also have petroleum and oil spills. We talked about those previously. We have radioactive substances caused by the nuclear power plants. And heat. When heat temperatures increase, we have results in death in not only humans, but in many aquatic organisms, and is released by our factories and our power plants. There are some positive technologies. We have recycling. That just means using something again and again. We recycle paper, aluminum, glass, rubber. They're all great products that can be reused over and over, instead of discarding it or throwing away and buying something new. Go ahead and you can not only recycle but reuse. Go to a thrift store and buy things instead of having to buy new. It's cheaper to make something from recycled materials than it is to make it from the fresh product. Energy efficiency. This is a CFL, or compact fluorescent light bulb, and it uses less energy than the typical incandescent bulbs we are used to in our homes, but it produces the same amount of light. This is an example of energy efficiency. They last a lot longer as well. It uses less energy and lasts for years, 5 to 7 as opposed to 1 to 2. We also now have fuel efficient cars and energy efficient appliances that use less energy. We have the Energy Star appliances. We also have low flow plumbing, and some of you might know about gray water. That is when you use your sink water, the water that goes down from your sink after washing your hands, and that can be rerouted into your toilet so you don't have to have fresh water in your toilet. That would be called gray water. Environmental remediation, the removal of pollutants or contaminants from the general protection of the environment. It helps provide us with chemical and biological methods that reduce the effects of pollutants on the environment. It helps store the fuel and waste products, and combined with closer monitoring has also helped to reduce some of the pollution produced by power plants, transportation, and industry. We have water treatment plants. They've committed time and money to provide clean, pollution-free water to people around the world. It reduces the amount of pollutants and contaminants released into the air, water, and soil. We have advances in technology that have helped treat polluted water and also cut down the amount of pollution being released into the environment. Reducing the amount of fossil fuels burned around the world is one way to decrease the amount of air and water pollution. So what are some things that you can do? You can watch this video, and so we can save gas, recycle, conserve water, use reusable grocery bags, and conserve electricity. For the activity, you're going to do this worksheet. Choose one of the fossil fuels and one of the renewable resources and finish this activity. I'm looking forward to seeing your work.